Good afternoon and welcome to the Shay Stadium for today's Betfred Championship third round clash. The first ever clash between Halifax Panthers and the Goole Vikings. We'll meet them in the league later on. We'll meet them in the league later on this season. But we're meeting them in the cup today. The side are only a couple of years old. We're in League One for the last couple of years, but in the Betfred Championship this year. But it's all about the cup today, and Halifax looking to make the last 16 and a potential money-spinning tie against Super League club. And after the win against Battle last week, looking to maintain the momentum. Let's go through the teams first and foremost with the Panthers. Kyle Eastman keeping faith with 10 guys down at fullback. He wears number 3. David Nofaluma not quite recovered from his illness last week. A back line of 2 Ben Tibbs and 22 Darius Carter on the wings. Charlie Graham keeps in the centres wearing 5, and Bailey Liu makes a return into the centres to replace the injured Alfie Johnson. Halfback still the same, 6 Jesse Sorich and 17 Miles Lawford. Front row 8 Will Calcott, 9 Adam O'Brien at hooker, and Ben Forster wearing 21 rewarded with a starting place after some really encouraging performances off the bench. Back row 12 Owen McCarron, 24 Brad Day, and 14 Tom Inman carries on at loose forward. On the bench, return of number 7 Jack Hansen. Interested to see how Kyle Eastman will use him off the bench. 10 Dan Okoro, 13 Jacob Fairbank, and 16 a very welcome return from injury for Ronan Dixon. Zach McComb is the 18th man, should have been needed, wearing 19 for Kyle Eastman's men. And for the Goole Vikings, a couple of recognisable names for those who've watched Super League over the past few years. They line up number 20 Shane Tuoye at fullback, 18 Connor Barley and 5 Callum Shaw on the wing, with 3 Cooper Howlett and 4 Keenan Tomlinson in the centres, 22 Callum Rutland and 7 Jack Miller at halfback. Number 30 Liam Watts, former top Super League prop for LFC and Castleford. Jalen Hodgson 9 and Tyler Craig 10. 32 Andre Savelio on loan from Doncaster. His dad Lokini Savelio played for Halifax 25 years ago. 12 Nick Stavely and 13 Harry Aldous. Complete the goals starting 13. On the bench of the Vikings, 14 Oliver Morgan, 16 Harry Medlicott, 17 Jack Coventry, and number 31 Will Job, always a dangerous hooker, the ex-York and Featherstone man, and 18th man 25 Bradley Bullock. For another young coach in Scott Taylor, 2 young British coaches head to head today. Good to see. As we're just waiting for the teams to come out onto the pitch. The pyrotechnics there is Adam O'Brien, captain in the absence of Ben Crooks. Leads the side out. Halifax in the home strip of blue and white hoops. And Goole in the chain strip. It's predominantly black, but black and red stripes. As the pyrotechnics finish, and it's Cup Rugby here. We've seen one Viking side bow out this weekend. Will there be another as the Panthers face the Vikings? It's just the East End Open, but it's pretty full, so might have to hear me at times today. And it's going to be Goole to kick off, playing from right to left as they look. Doesn't necessarily matter which way Halifax attack first. Everyone in the East Stand as Jack Miller gets us underway. The kick. Hangs. Sorich collects. Hands on to Force off the back fence. Big collision and Goole pushing back a few metres there. Strong defence. Early doors from the Vikings as O'Brien goes blind to Bailey Liu, and Liu winds up. Gets Halifax out of the 20, looking for a quick play of the ball. There's referee Luke Bland. We'll look to police the ruck today. Halifax looking for better discipline after last week. It's going to be the first penalty in the first set as Luke Bland wasting no time in policing the ruck. It's like you can hear me from up here. It's a bit of a relieving penalty as well because Halifax were struggling to get out their own territory, and Miles Lawford, after missing touch last week, certainly makes sure, only makes 15 metres from the penalty, but it's saved as Calcott will find halfway the for the Panthers as the referee stops play because there's a ball on the pitch. Got to make sure that gets off the pitch. The play resumes. Inman finds Lawford. Short ball to Day, and Day goes in between two defenders. Good yards after contact from the back rower. Lawford at dummy half goes centre to Inman. Inman at the line to Calcott. It's a big shot there from Savelli. I don't think Calcott will thank Inman for that. A bit of an hospital ball. Quick play of the ball to go blind. Sorich finds McCarron again. Good defence coming in from Goole. As Halifax 30 metres away from the line. Goes centre field to Inman. Keeps all this time. Takes on Watts. But these three men that put him down. Last tackle for the Panthers. It goes back to Lawford. Lawford kicks from the 30. It hangs. Charlie Graham looks to compete. The ball goes behind. Referee rules a knock on, and Goole collect the ball. And they'll go back. No real advantage for Goole. And they'll play the ball on their own 10 metre line. Now, can Halifax restrict Goole's yardage here as they pile men into the tackle and push him back? Brilliant work there. Calcott, Inman and Foster all involved in pushing Keenan Tomlinson back. O'Brien with a tackle this time on the other centre, Howlett. Savelio drops the ball cold. You can see Bailey Liu rushing out in the corner of his eye. Great work there from the back rower come centre, and Halifax first opportunity to strike here as Forster hits and spins the tackle, gets put down 10 metres out underneath the post. Halifax stacking it left. O'Brien, long ball to Lawford, short ball to Inman. Inman gets put down 5 metres from the line, 10 metres to the left hand side of the post. O'Brien finds Calcott for a bit of a standing start, but makes inroads into the defence. O'Brien, long ball to Lawford, out the back to Zenon, and Zenon, brilliant defence there coming in from Tomlinson as Goole. Plus Zenon back 10 metres. Impressive defence so far from the Vikings. Lawford finds Forster, footwork at the line, but Goole get there in numbers, led by Savelio. Last tackle here for Halifax, 20 metres out. O'Brien finds Inman, out the back to Sorich, short ball to McCarron, and McCarron is put down. And Halifax have just misread the tackles there. I don't think they want to end the set like that. But it's an old adage, but it's not a bad place to turn the ball over. Can they force the mistake again? As Goole try and make a better fist of possession this time. Forster there makes the tackle upstairs. O'Brien downstairs. Day makes the tackle on Howlett. Helped out by O'Brien and Forster's. Goole on their own 30. They go blind. Good defence coming in there from Graham and Day. Unstably as Watts runs centre field. Gets the offload away. Nice play. Big shot again coming in from Liu, but they keep all of it as Goole gets to the last just inside the Halifax half as Miller puts boot to ball. It goes high, no real pressure on Zenon as he comes forward to collect. It's a decent chase from Goole. Will play the ball in his own 20 metres. Quick play the ball as Tibbs charges into the defence. Good yards from Ben Tibbs. Running with purpose, Hill gets a quick play the ball to O'Brien, jumps out from dummy half, steals 10 metres. The Halifax captain for the day. Soric drops off Forster, and Forster gets dumped down by the Goole defenders led by Jalen Hodgson. Plays the ball just shy of halfway. Inman finds Lawford. Short ball today, looks forward, but referee's going to give a penalty for a late shot on Miles Lawford. And Miles Lawford not afraid to take the ball right into the teeth of the Vikings defence. Offloading at the last minute. Inviting contact, and it was contact that was late from the Goole defence. As Lawford pushes the penalty a little bit further into territory there, makes 20 metres there. He'll probably be scarred by missing touch last week as Day from the penalty. Good yards there from Brad Day. Always runs with purpose. Here's Inman, drops off Calcott. Liam Watts shot out and missed there, but Calcott will get brought down on the Goole 10 metre line. 6 again as well. Here's Inman, 6 more tackles for Halifax on Goole's line. As Inman will play the ball right underneath those posts. Options left and right here for O'Brien. Looks like they're going to go left. Here's Soric, stays to the line. Now they're back to Zen. They've got the 3-on-2 they need. Oh, it's a lovely pass. Brilliant play by Tanguy Zenon again. We saw it last week in the opening stages. Last time he went wide, this time he went short, and it's Bailey Liu, the recipient this week, as Halifax, who've been threatening for the first 5 or so minutes, take the lead in the 7th, 4 points to 0.
And the first score for the Panthers, sponsored by Dave and Kay Mitchell, number 18, Bailey Liu.
Lovely fullback play by Zenon. Man of the match last week, and he's showing all the form of an international fullback. Just lovely hands, just a nice little double pump. They worked the overlap well. As I say, he went wide last week. Missed the centre out for the winger, and this time he just put his centre through, walked through the gap. And Halifax have an early lead in this Betfred Challenge Cup 3rd round tie. And the Halifax crowd like what they see, and it is good to see. Lawford's first conversion attempt. Wide on that far touchline. 20 metres out, just inside the touchline. He strikes it well. Has he got the radar working? He hasn't. But Halifax still have the lead, 4 points to 0. Up until then, Goole's defence was holding firm and putting some big hits and dominant tackles, but Halifax worked the overlap really nicely and showed a ruthless side as Miller gets us back underway. Very deep kick. Is that going to be too strong? No, it's perfectly placed. Soric collects and Forster off the back fence again. Better contact there from Forster. Right, rode it well. Quick play the ball to O'Brien, goes blind to McCarron. McCarron takes on some strong goal defence in Savelio. Rides it well to take Halifax outside their own 20 metres. O'Brien blind again to the try scorer Liu. And Liu, good yards after contact there for Liu. Halifax making fairly comfortable yards here. They'll go back centre field. Soric finds Inman. Out the back to Lawford. Finds Day short, and Day will take Halifax past the 40 metres there. Slow play the ball. The referee ruling that Day was holding on. Calcott tries to bump off the defence. He'll take Halifax past halfway. Last one for the Panthers. It goes back to Lawford. Lawford puts it high, but the Goole defence is there. He's squirreling all over the place. It goes back, and sure, that's going to be Halifax ball. Hodgson charged the ball down and then spilled the ball as it was pirouetted on the floor. And yes, Halifax will play the ball on halfway. As Lawford, I said before, he's not afraid to take the ball to the line, and wait till the last minute to do anything. It was a bit too late then. And Halifax survivors Zenon will just take that first hit up. Just settle the attacking line as Forster. Great run there, but an equally good tackle there coming in from Hodgson. Quick play the ball. O'Brien does have a dummy half, finds Calcott. Lawford finds Zenon. Halifax just a little bit pedestrian there in attack as Graham will just take his tackle inside the goal 20. Zenon films the dummy half. Lawford, flat ball to Calcott. And Calcott, good yards after contact there from Calcott. Will play the ball 15 metres out, centre field. O'Brien jumps out and goes left. Inman finds Sorich. Short ball to McCarron, but it's an important tackle coming in from the Vikings. Oh, that's a shocking pass. And Goole looked to counter-attack. A really poor end to the set there for Halifax. And Goole, through that brilliant tackle there from Rutland on McCarron, survive another Halifax onslaught. I thought it looked a bit of an high tackle there. Referee rules play on as Watts takes on the fast defence, but Inman goes low. And eventually stopped by Forster and O'Brien. They'll play the ball his own for to Liam Watts. Inman involved in the tackle once more. Calcott and O'Brien for company. As Goole play the ball just shy of halfway. The kick look to shave the kick. Does Rutland. Nice half-back play, but Forster and McCarron get to grips with him. Last one for Goole Vikings. It goes back to Miller again, and Miller puts it high. Again, too deep for the chasers. Carter collects comfortably on his own 10. And will get put down by Staveley and Tomlinson. Here's Charlie Graham. Good run there, but nice little counter up there from Watts. As we go blind, Zenon tries to break out a tackle. Tanguy Zenon. Great yards there from the fullback. Still going Tanguy Zenon. Nafaluma-esque run there from Zenon. We'll play the ball past halfway. Lawford jumps in the dummy half and Day will carry on the momentum. Good tackle there from Staveley. Here's Lawford, short ball to Forster, but from standing start, can't really make any impact there. Last one for the Panthers. 10 metres inside the goal half. Lawford puts it high. Sorich is chasing. Oh, he's dropped it cold. There's the goal fullback. Tui. He just did not look comfortable at all. Good pressure coming in from Jesse Sorich, and Halifax have a great attacking opportunity here from this scrum, 10 metres out underneath the posts. You can just tell when a fullback just doesn't fancy the high ball, and Shane Tui was quivering his boots somewhat, dropped the ball. Could hear the footsteps coming from Sorich, and Halifax will look to strike from the scrum. They've stacked it on that left-hand side. Lawford feeds O'Brien from the base of the scrum. Here's Sorich, takes the line, now back to Zenon. Zenon will find Tibbs, and Tibbs goes in from the corner. And if the drop ball for the fullback was inevitable, the try from Ben Tibbs from the scrum was equally inevitable. And Halifax stretched the lead out to 8 points to 0 with 14 minutes gone. Simple as you like. Training ground-esque, really. And again, Tanguy Zenon involved. As Ben Tibbs gets his third try of the season. And Halifax looking comfortable every time they get into goal territory. Showing a ruthless streak here. It's another tricky conversion attempt for Miles Lawford. As the rain starts to fall, it looks like that fine rain that soaks you through. As Lawford strikes it well, but he's pulled it wide again. Still to find the mark from the kicking teeth there, Miles Lawford. But the most important thing is that Halifax hold an 8-0 lead with a quarter of an hour gone. 2-0. And Kyle Eastman, who's yo-yoing up the stand as normal, up and down, will be happy with what he's seen so far. As Miller gets his way once again. Early call coming in from Tibbs, as he collects and will return the ball. Great run there from Ben Tibbs. He's got a real good knack of hitting the contact and making a good 2-3 metres afterwards as Liu carries on towards centre field. Here's Forster. Lovely hit and spin. Fighting for a quick play of the ball. O'Brien short ball to Calcoy. Look forward and that looks high. Referee rules play on for both. Goes back to Lawford. We'll kick on the fourth. 2-away collects comfortably this time. It's a wall of blue and white in front of him, led by Jesse Sorich, who puts him down 15 metres from his own line, helped out by Inman and Day. As Goole through Barley. Try get out of danger. Calcott with a tackle. Day and Graham involved this time as Goole really struggling to get out of their own danger zone. This time through Callum Shaw as Hodgson jumps down from dummy half, steals a fair few metres, fighting for a quick play of the ball. The referee rules he was trying to hold man him, and that looks a bit of a scrappy play of the ball. But this referee, Luke Bland, is letting a lot go, letting this game flow. As 2-away steals a few metres. It's a late signal there from the referee for the last. But Goole work it well on the right hand side. The break's on, kicking through. It's going to be far too far. Sorry, Tanzanian collects in goal and we'll look to counter attack. Will it tap and go early? He will. And Bland letting play go on. And there's your referee's interpretation. Last week, Tyler Jones would have called that back to let it get set, and Luke Bland. This referee is allowing play to go quickly as Carter will play the ball on the 40 as Luke Forster makes way for Danakoro, returning to the side after his debut at Doncaster and straight into the action here. He'll take fast past halfway and he winds up Danakoro. Great run there. Still going. It's a good 20 metres from that run. O'Brien finds Inman. Short ball to Calcott. Calcott bumps off one. Easton spins, gets the offload away to Inman, and Inman will hand it to Okoro, who just recovered from his run there. He's still going, Okoro. Inside the goal 20. They work it right. Lawford dinks it to the full-back, and Sorich is there to make the tackle. As Halifax just playing the percentages, playing the territory. Sorich again involved in the defence. Helped out by Okoro this time. As Goole, not for the first time, really struggling to get out of territory. Okoro on the tackle again. Alongside Calcott, Savelio. Okoro again involved in the tackle, working hard since going on. Okoro helped out by McCarron. And Goole will get their first penalty of the game, and a massive relieving penalty for the Vikings. As Luke Bland, the referee here, has let play flow and roll, but not enough this time, and Goole will get towards halfway, but eventually they'll tap and go for the penalty. As they work their way wide early, as Carter comes into it, the tackle on Tomlinson, helped out by Day and Graham and Lawford. The Panthers piling in the men in the tackle. Carter's got to get out of the ruck, otherwise he's going to concede 6 again. It is 6 again. On the 0 tackle, so no real advantage there for Goole. As Barley gets put down by O'Brien and Inman. Joe onto the field at dummy half and hands it on to Craig, and Craig gets put down by O'Brien. Here's Watts, takes to the line, offloads. As Goole spreading it wide. Great tackle there from Bailey Liu. It's another 6 again though, as Luke Bland is decided he's had enough. He's going to just start penalising now. And Goole inside the Halifax 20 for the first time this game. Jubb finds Watts. Brings on Craig on the angle. Put down by Calcott. Jubb finds Miller. Short ball to Howlett, and Howlett has knocked the ball on. Brilliant defence there from O'Brien and Inman. You can hear the roar on the field from the Halifax defence. And Goule's first foray into Halifax 10 metre area comes up with naught. As the rain that was soft before is starting to really fall. You can hear it banging on the top of the east stand as Graham gets the ball from the scrum. Runs into his old Keighley teammate Jack Miller. Here's Carter, and Carter takes on Tyler Craig, who puts him down. O'Brien finds a Okoro, bumps off Savelio. Good road there from Dan Okoro. Gets the offload away to McCarron, and McCarron will carry it on. Wet condition, but Halifax not afraid to throw the ball about. O'Brien directed operations at dummy half as Calcott spills the ball, but the referee will call Goole offside. Lucky there for Calcott because the ball just spilled out from the pressure of the tackle. And Halifax have a penalty 10 metres inside the goal half, which Lawford will kick to touch. And again, conservative with the touch finder, only making 10 or so yards. As Dave for the penalty. We'll get toward the 20 metre line. O'Brien finds Inman. Brings on Okoro, hits and spins. Attracting the goal bodies. We'll get brought down 15 metres from the line. Zelinski winning back play, but just goes to Inman, throws a dummy and just goes into the defence. Takes his tackle 5 metres away from the goal line. Slow play the ball. O'Brien points where he wants the players to be. Lawford, long ball to Graham. Graham takes on Tomlinson, but Tomlinson does well to put him down. Zenon finds Lawford. Grubbers it through, looking for the chase of Jesse Sorich. Can he get there? Sorich, he has! But he rolls a knock on in goal. So unlucky for the Serbian international halfback as Goole wasting no time from the 20 metre tap, second tackle set. They're stepping up the pace here, Goole. They're past halfway already. Here's Shaw. And Shaw will bring Goole inside Halifax's 40 as Jacob Fairbank gets ready to come onto the field. Jubb finds Jack Coventry. 25 metres out centre field. Jubb shapes right and goes left. Miller, short ball to Stavely. Stavely gets brought down by Graham and Day. 15 metres away from the Halifax line. Jubb finds Watts. Shows and goes himself, Watts. Gets the ball back. As a goal man, Howlett runs across field. Last tackle here for Goole. Jubb goes it through to the in goal, and Inman claims the ball, but the referee, Luke Bland, rules that he's knocked on. And Goole have another 6 tackles here at Halifax's line. And Goole will have a scrum down. Unusually not doing it from the centre of the field, they're doing it from 20 metres in from touch on this near side. Maybe we'll see another plan move. Jubb, long ball. And Savelio carries on, gets the offload away. Steps inside, there's 2 away. Jubb finds Watts. And Watts wrapped up by Day and Calcott. Jubb Goes back to Rutland. Rutland grubbers it through early and Sorich dives on the ball. And that's a really poor end to the set for Goole. Scott Taylor will be ripping his hair out on the side of the field there. As Jacob Fairbank comes onto the field for Will Calcott. McCarron still going. Lovely run here from Owen McCarron. Gets Halifax outside their own 20. Here's Lou. Slow play the ball. He goes back to Lawford, kicking it in the tackle count. As Halifax is kicking away out of danger. The two-away. Come from the bomb that time, but it's a great chase yet again by Jesse Sorich and Owen McCarron. As Callum Shaw takes it in, Fairbank with a tackle alongside of Corro. Jubb directing play at dummy half. Shaw ball to Savelio. Hickson spins the tackle. But McCarron and him and keep hold. Here's a massive shot there on the goal substitute Medlicott. And Halifax get possession back as the goal errors are creeping up as Fairbank, with his first carry of the game, will take Halifax past halfway. And yes, a 6 again as well, but on the first tackle, no real impact. Day. An hospital ball there from Lawford. O'Brien waits at dummy half. Long ball to Inman. Thought about the pass to Okoro, but just keeps hold himself. Gets put on his back by Will Jubb. O'Brien. Sorich. Brings on Lou. Lou runs across field and gets put down by the ankle tap by Hodgson. Bit of a poor play that for Halifax. O'Brien short ball up from the ruck to Fairbank as Halifax go more direct this time. O'Brien jumps down with dummy half. It's a dummy. Oh, that looks a bit high. He was falling, so I think the referee's been lenient. Last one. Inman jumps to the dummy half. Sorich shows and goes. Gubbers it into the in goal. It's going to go dead, but his referee going to go back for the penalty for a late shot. He is. And again, we see both halfbacks taking it right into the defensive line, attracting the hits, kicking at the last moment and conceding, making the opposition concede the penalty. First it was Lawford, now it's Sorich, and Halifax have 6 more tackles on the goal line. Here's Okoro, winds up, still going down Okoro. This Vikings defence struggling to get to grips with him. O'Brien, scrappy play the ball. Sorich steps back inside, goes in between two, gets over the line, and Jesse Sorich has scored his 3rd try of the season. And for the 2nd game on the trot, Jesse Sorich, the hot stepper, dummies, steps inside, goes in between 2 goal defenders, added enough strength to go over the line. It's a great sight. Socks down. Love to see it. It's got 2 halfbacks who love running with the ball. And it was Jesse Sorich who won the penalty for the Panthers with his kick through and being taken out late, and he's come to the side of the field to get some more instructions from Eastman. Probably do the same again. keep attracting those penalties. And Miles Lawford will be thanking Jesse Sorich because it's a lot easier conversion attempt to hopefully get his account sorted for today at a 3rd attempt. Previous 2 was tight to the far touchline. This one just the left hand side of the posts. And he does indeed strike it through. The flags are up. I'm just going up to take the last 10 minutes of this first half. Halifax take an all-important 3-score lead. 14 points to 0.
And with the conversion, number 17, sponsored by Zenith Wealth
the Goole Vikings. Very slow return to halfway. And that's a little bit of a sucker punch there. Bit of a resistance for the Vikings by Halifax. But like I say, they go 3 scores up. Tibbs collects the kick off. No thought in his head for passing to Okoro off the back fence as he just steams in as Ben Tibbs. Here's McCarron. Brought down by the goal defender in Coventry. Here's Okoro. Strong run there from the back row. Attracting plenty of numbers into the tackle. O'Brien goes back to Sorich, kicking in the tackle count. Deep kick, is it going to be too deep? It is. The bounce didn't favour him there. But he gets a round of applause from Kyle Eastman. That might be exactly what he wanted. Kicking early. Gives Sorich the thumbs up. But Goole will have a 7 tackle set for the 20 metre tap. Fairbank with the tackle on Shaw. As Staveley sets back on the inside. Fairbank again with the tackle alongside Day. Fairbank again in the tackle alongside McCarron. As Medlicott shines in. This time it's Inman with a tackle onside of Okoro. As Goole get past halfway. Here's Coventry. Okoro downstairs, Inman and Day up top. As Goole 10 metres inside the Halifax half. Medlicott again will bring Goole 25 metres out from the Halifax line. Last tackle for the visitors. He goes back to Miller and Miller puts it high. No real pressure on him. Carter waits, spills into the hands of Staveley, and Staveley, can he get over the line? He has, and Goole responds straight away. They come right back into this game, and it's Nick Staveley from the Darius Carter error, and just like Shane Toure was early on in the game, Darius Carter did not look comfortable under that high ball whatsoever. Under pressure, and the ball just bounced into the arms of Nick Staveley, and he had too much strength to get over the line. And it's a great response from the visitors. Eight minutes to go till half time as Adam O'Brien leaves the field to be replaced by Ronan Dixon for his first appearance in 2026. No doubt that'll mean that Tom Inman will go into the dummy half position. There's Jack Miller. Will look to turn this 4 into 6. Accomplished goal kicker in his career, Jack Miller. Just to the left hand side of the posts, and Miller straight through. Halifax still have a 2-score lead, but the gap's narrowed to 8 points. Just going on to the final 5 minutes this first half. Halifax 14, Goole 6. Lawford with a kick-off. Goes deep, collected by Rutland. Hands on to Coventry. Forced off the back fence, but he's met by Fairbank and Okoro, but the referee rules that the ball's come loose illegally. Fairbank, Okoro and Dixon involved in the tackle. Referee Luke Bland ruled that one of them reefed the ball in the tackle, and Miller will kick Goole towards 50 metres from halfway. Well, they will do when that dangerous second ball gets off the pitch. Here's Coventry again. Met by Okoro and Dixon again, but this time McCarron goes downstairs. Here's Jewett first receiver, short ball to Medlicott. Medlicott brought down by Dixon, Fairbank and Inman. Just shy of halfway, the Vikings now. Jubb Now back to Rutland, finds Savelio. Savelio, great tackle down low by Dixon. Okoro, McCarron up top. Here's Jubb. Gets brought down by McCarron. Goes back to Miller. Miller brings on Hodgson on the angle. Last one for goal, 10 metres inside the Halifax half. Miller under pressure from Inman. Gets his kick away. Zenon underneath. Oh, he spills it backwards. He's going to go into touch. And Goole creeping the way back into this game, and the error count for Halifax is creeping up as well. As Tanguy Zenon has been faultless at fullback the last couple of weeks. That's his first real error. He did it right by shaping his body back towards his own line, but the ball spilled out in a touch. And Goole they play the ball 10 metres from the line. Coventry with the hit up. Brought down by Fairbank. What's Halifax defensive metal like now? Rutland shows and goes. Shaw collects just about. Great defence there from Sorich. Sides up his man well. Here's Medlicott. Brought down by Dixon. Finished off by Inman. Still within the 10 metres. Oh, it's a massive gap there for Oliver Morgan. And Goole are right back in this game. And it's a really soft try conceded by Halifax. And Goole, who were nowhere near 5 minutes ago, have scored 2 back-to-back tries. And Oliver Morgan will bring Goole to within 2 points from this Jack Miller conversion. And Kyle Eastman, he was applauding his side's efforts and giving thumbs up, will no doubt be giving the rounds of the kitchen in the sheds at half time. 3 minutes to go, and Goole will bring it back to within 2 points, and you would not have thought that 5 minutes ago. And the crowd shell-shocked here. Like I said, the error count creeping up, and Goole have punished Halifax mistakes as Miller converts from back in front. And now we've got a cup tie in our ends. 2.5 minutes to go. Halifax 14, Goole 12. Lawford with a kick-off once more. Rutland collects. Coventry again off the back fence. Again, it was a penalty for reefing the ball from him that set Goole in motion. As Savelio takes on Dixon. Makes decent yards after contact, but he's brought down by McCarron and Fairbank joining him. Here's Medlicott. Bumps off Okoro. But Okoro does well, goes back downstairs and gets him put down alongside Inman. 15 metres shy of halfway, the Vikings. Here's Jubb. Will just take the ball up. Brad Day's ex-teammate puts him down. 5 metres from halfway. Here's Shaw, will bring the Vikings past halfway. Brought down by Dixon. Fairbank and Inman. Last one for the Vikings. It goes back to Miller, and Miller measured kick this time. Don't go high, and Will Zenon just let this go there, into touch. He does. And Halifax will have a play the ball. The Goole Vikings players claiming that Zenon touched the ball into touch, but referee ruled it in. Halifax will have the ball in their own 10 metres. Here is Tibbs. Tries to work his way up, and Halifax just need to keep hold of this ball in the last minute of the game as Carter, good run there from Darius Carter. That'll do his confidence a bit of good. Here's Dixon, first charge up. Big hit there from Savelio. But Dixon rides it well. Quick play of the ball. Here's Brad Day. Another big hit there. This time from Jack Miller. As Goole really fancy this now. Dixon. Put down this time by Hodgson. Last tackle here for Halifax. Just inside the goal half. Goes back to Lawford, and Lawford will just drubber it through. Here's Tomlinson. Eventually brought down by Inman and Okoro. Last tackle is first half. Miller from dummy half. And that's half time. Well, it'll be a massively different half time team talk, no doubt, from Kyle Eastman. And Halifax, it looks to be smooth sailing against the Vikings. In the first half, working their way to a 14-0 lead in the first half an hour through 3 tries from Bailey Liu, Ben Tibbs and Jesse Sorich. But in the last 6 or 7 minutes of the first half, Halifax, through a combination of mistakes and just lack of concentration, have let Goole right back into this cup tie. Nick Staveley charged over following a drop ball from Darius Carter, and Ollie Morgan dived over from dummy half. To bring Goole Vikings right back into this game. Half-time score here at the Shay. Halifax 14, Goole Vikings 12. Massive 40 minutes coming up in this second half. Welcome back to the second half. Here, this Betfred Challenge Cup third round tie. And Halifax have come out onto the pitch, maybe early, but Goole have come out onto the pitch too. And the Vikings are making a real cup tie of this. It looked that Halifax were on the way, 1 foot into the next round after a 14-0 lead. Chance to tries from Bailey Liu, Ben Tibbs and Jesse Sorich, but 2 quick tries for half time from the Goole Vikings have changed the whole complexion of this game as Lawford gets us back underway. Collected. Oh wow! And Rutland's made the break straight from the kickoff. Really slack defence. What is going on here? And they've got the ball on, but it's going to be a penalty. It's a nightmare start here for Halifax. Really soft defence. Rutland dummied to pass from the kickoff and just brought through some really soft tackling. And Halifax conceded the penalty for Steele at the play of the ball, and Goole, in a blink of an eye, are 20 metres away from the Halifax line from the penalty. Here's Jubb. Takes on Fairbank, who puts him down on that 20. Centre field here for Goole. The goal left, Coventry. Finds Miller. Short ball to Howler, and Howler gets brought down. Oh, sorry, Tomlinson. It's brought down is Medlicott. Pushed backwards there by Charlie Graham. Halifax goal line defence needs to be on its mettle now. As Savelio tries to go in between 2 defenders, but Dixon and McCarron stop his progress. Still tackles the bag here for Goole. Miller goes back right. Challenge here, Tibbs knocks it backwards. It goes dead. That surely should be a 20-metre tap. In my eyes, Tibbs knocked that backwards, and then Goole knocked it dead. But the referee ruled it was a knock-on in goal. And the first goal line dropout of the game is from the Panthers, so Goole of another 6 tackles here in Halifax territory. Zen it is, with a pretty deep one, past halfway. Rutland collects, it does end off this time for Coventry, as Dixon, big shot, but Coventry rode it well. Here's Medlicott, who's run really well since coming off the bench. They'll bring Goole inside the Halifax 30. Jubb finds Miller. As Halifax defence allows a quick play of the ball from Hodgson. And one of the try scorers, Morgan, jumps out from dummy half and gets to within 10 of the line. Hodgson goes back into dummy half. Here's Savelio. Savelio grabbed by Okoro, he has the ball away. Miller kicks towards a corner. It's going to be a try, and Goole will score a try to take the lead in this game. And it's nothing more than they deserve. And it's Keenan Tomlinson with the try. Lovely kick over from Jack Miller, and Tomlinson caught on the full to dive over to take the try for the visitors and silence this Shay Stadium. Less than 5 minutes into the second half, and Goole take the lead, 16 points to 14 here. And it's silenced this Shay Stadium. But Goole totally deserve it from the break, from Rutland, from the kick-off. And then on the very next tackle, Halifax concede the penalty for stealing the ball in the ruck. They then forced the repeat set from forcing the error from Ben Tibbs in goal, and then from the possession, Jack Miller kicked across. They're targeting Darius Carter on that far side, and Tomlinson dived to collect and plant the ball over the try line, as Miller will look to turn this 4 into 6. He struck it well, and he's 3 from 3 today, Jack Miller. And in 10 game minutes, 5 minutes before half time and 5 minutes after half time, Goole have completely turned this cup tie around. They lead now 18 points to 14. Lawford gets us back underway. Rutland collects, this time he does give it on, and it's Medlicott. Gets into some really strong Halifax defence. What's the response now for the men in blue and white? Calcott comes onto the field for Okoro, as Savelio gets brought down by Calcott, helped out by Fairbank and Inman. Here's Job, met by Dane Calcott. Inman goes downstairs to finish him off, as Goole struggling to get out of their own territory now. Shaw wants to get the offload away and does, as Morgan jumps out here. He's been really good since coming off the bench, as Oliver Morgan. Here's Medlicott. Will take Goole past halfway. Last one for the Vikings. Goes back to Miller, and Miller, under no real pressure, gets the high bomb away. Graham collects. But it's a decent chase from the Vikings. There's going to be a penalty though, as the referee ruled with a second attempt. And that's such a relieving penalty for Halifax, as they just take stock, just slowed it down from the penalty, which Lawford will kick to touch. Again, very conservative in terms of metres gained, only 10 or so metres there, as the ball, which is 25 metres away from the defensive line, causing all sorts of issues. As Carter takes the ball in, and Goole getting there in numbers to put him down, led by Will Jubb. Here's Fairbank, centre field, short ball to Dixon. Dixon, nice play into Plymouth forward, and Dixon will charge through. Gets Halifax 5 metres into the Goole territory. Inman in a dummy half. Fairbank out the back to Lawford, brings on Day on the angle. Brad Day looking to go through the gap. As Halifax inside the Goole 30, looking for a quick response. Here's Calcott charging close to the ruck. Will take Halifax inside the 20. Quick play the ball. Inman finds Lawford, takes to the line. Short ball to Dixon, who just slips just before the defensive line. 10 metres out. Last one for the Panthers. It goes to Sorich. Sorich out the back to Zenon. Long ball to Tibbs. Oh, knocks on into the goal hand. Oh, and where everything was sticking last week. It's not coming off this. Well, especially after the first half an hour. And Goole survive. Here's Shaw. Calcott. Finish off tackle down low after Inman and Dixon stop him up top. Looks to be a forward pass there. Referee and the officials rule not. Calcott and Dixon do the work as Staveley plays the ball. Here's Coventry. Fairbank shot out the line but stopped and puts in a more standard tackle. Inman again involved in the tackle. Goes back to Miller, kicking in the tackle count behind the 40. Tibbs rushes to get back. Controls it with his foot. And picks up, looking to counter-attack here, Ben Tibbs. Good yards after contact again, Ben Tibbs, working his way towards the 40-metre line. Here's Zenon. Zenon tries to poke his nose through, trying to get up towards halfway. Inman waits a dummy half, so he's right and goes left. Here's Liu. Will get past halfway as Dixon comes off the field. Replaced by Adam O'Brien. O'Brien just right back into dummy half. Here's Fairbank. Out back to Lawford. Goole telegraph that play and get there in numbers. Gets the ball away to Zenon. And it's a forward pass. It's such a poor play. As Halifax just panicking and Goole, fair play to them. They're getting right up in the faces. And this cup tie, hand on a knife edge here. Halifax 14, Goole 18. Just shy of halfway now, the Vikings, as Connor Barley gets brought down by McCarron and Fairbank. Morgan, direct operations at dummy half. He's had such a good stint off the bench for Vikings as Holly Morgan, as Savelio plays his ball 10 metres inside the Halifax half. Medlicott takes on Fairbank and Calcott, which is a good contact there from Calcott. Oh, it's a 6 again, referee rules. And Halifax just compounding error after error. Just shooting themselves in the foot massively here, Halifax. Here's Coventry. Good work at mark from Calcott, but he slips out the net. Gets brought down by McCarron. Here's Jubb. Out of the back to Miller. Takes to the line. Finds Shaw. Shaw takes on Lawford. And Brad Day as Goole. 10 metres away from the high-fast line. Tomlinson finds Hodgson. Hodgson sets back on the inside. Fairbank and Day bring him down. Messing around the play ball. Referee rules play on. Miller sets back on the inside. Still going Jack Miller. Brought down. Last gas tackle. Last one for the Goole Vikings. Less than 5 away from the line. Big moments in this game. As Morgan goes from dummy half again. But Halifax are wise to it. But it's not a bad place for Goole to turn over the ball with a 4-point lead. As Halifax will play the ball right on their own try line. Zenon will find Charlie Graham. But the Goole Vikings are really putting the pressure on defence now. Here's Carton. He tries to make yards, but Coventry and Jubb, the head guard pair, put him down. Here's Tibbs. Tries to make inroads, but this Goole Vikings defence strong at the moment. O'Brien finds Storich. There's gaps there if Halifax want it. As Zenon tries to get through. Makes the half break before put down by Howlett. Quick play the ball. O'Brien jumps out from dummy half. Sure, that's offside. It is. Brilliant half-back. That's an half-back play from Adam O'Brien. Leading by example. And it's such a relieving penalty as well. As Lawford, again a very conservative touch finder there, only making 10 metres as Bailey Liu taps and goes and will make 15 metres by himself with the ball. Oh, he makes the half break. Oh! Halifax are really starting to make inroads here. 6 again. but only on the first tackle, so no real impact. Inman finds Calcott, hits and spins. As Halifax getting to the goal 20. Slow play the ball. O'Brien shimmies right and goes left. Sorich runs at the line, tries to go through the gap. Trying to find the offload, but the Vikings defence wrap him up. Halifax inside the 10 now. O'Brien goes centre field. Short ball to Calcott. Great tackle down low by Jubb. Still tackles here for Halifax underneath those posts. O'Brien, long ball to Lawford. Lawford, long ball out to Graham. Graham steps back on the inside. As the Vikings get to grips with him. Still inside the goal 10. Here's Brad Day, goes more direct, Brad Day. But the Vikings defence get there in numbers. Last one for the Panthers. O'Brien goes back to Lawford. Lawford grubbers it through. The ball goes loose. It goes to Sorich. Halifax with those 6 tackles. Will they need them? McCarron trying to get over the line. Owen McCarron twists and turns. He's held just short. Halifax have another 6 tackles. Halifax have got 2 men over on this side if they can use it. Sorich throws a dummy. Back on the inside, Jesse Sorich. Desperation defence here from Goole Vikings. O'Brien at dummy half finds Calcott, but Jubb shot out of defence there. Surely he's not that quick off the line. Play goes on. O'Brien, long ball to Lawford. Steps back on the inside, Miles Lawford trying to go through the gap, but again the Vikings get there in numbers. Still inside the Vikings 10. O'Brien, 6 again because there's a ruck infringement. Jacob Fairbank brings on Calcott on the angle. All lines would be penalty try. Is it 6 again try? O'Brien finds Sorich out the back to Zenon, and Zenon panics. And after being man of the match last week, Tanguy Zenon, he's getting a bit of the wrath of the crowd here. Fair play to Goole Vikings. They put all the pressure on in defence. Bit more composure needed there from Halifax. But Goole Vikings have put all the effort in there. There's plenty of players down on the haunches. And a perfectly timed substitution. Liam Watts comes on to give some experience and guidance to a young Goole Viking side. Halifax, can they force the error? There's still plenty of time in this game. 25 minutes left. Halifax 14, Goole 18. And Watts riding the challenge of Calcott and Inman. O'Brien goes downstairs to finish him off. Fairbank shoots out and makes the tackle on Tyler Craig as Goole inching the way towards the 40-metre line. Here's Shaw, put down by Inman and O'Brien. Last tackle for Goole, 5 metres shy of halfway. He goes back to Miller. Miller gets out the challenge of Inman. Halifax players calling for obstruction, but none forthcoming from the referee as Zenon looks to counter-attack from full-back. But it's a decent Vikings chase and he'll play the ball just shy of the 30-metre line. Here's Charlie Graham. Another breakaway try from Charlie Graham would be just what we need right now. But he wins the penalty for his side. As referee Luke Bland is certainly giving Halifax plenty of chances to get out their own territory here. As Lawford hasn't made touch, just makes touch. Makes 20 metres. Maybe need to rethink who's kicking a touch here. As McCarron from the tap penalty bumps off Rutland. And Fax will start to set off less than 30 metres away from the Vikings line. O'Brien gets out from dummy half again, steals 10 metres or so. Tries to win an Oscar again, Adam O'Brien. Fairbank short ball to Calcott, and Calcott gets brought down 15 metres out for the line. O'Brien waits the dummy half. Goes right to Lawford. Lawford short ball to Day. Halifax within 5 metres of this Vikings line. Slow play the ball as Goole trying all the tricks of the trade to eke out as much time. Lawford finds Calcott. Calcott. There's an overlap on this left-hand side again for Halifax. Can they execute? O'Brien finds Sorich. Short ball to Bailey Liu. Bailey Liu. Can he get over? No, he's just short. Brilliant defence there from Andre Savelio. The on loan Doncaster man with a Vital tackle there on Bailey Liu. And this Vikings door will not fall down no matter how many times Halifax knock at it. Can they put pressure on in defence now? Still plenty of time left in this cup tie. Tomlinson, the man who scored the game-leading try for Goole, wrapped up. As Goole get away from their own 20-metre zone. Carter and Day with a tackle on Shaw. Here's Staveley, another one of the Goole try scorers. Make some good yards there for Goole. Despite the attentions of Brad Day. Here's Watts. Runs centre field. Halifax put bodies in to stop his progress. 10 metres away from halfway. Last one for the Vikings. It goes back to Miller. Inman gets there to pressure. Bounces once and collected by Zenon on his own 10-metre line. But it's a wall of red and black in front of him. As Tanguy Zenon gets brought down. Just shy of his own 30-metre line. Here's Graham. Makes him with some good yards there after contact. Charlie Graham up towards the 40-metre line. Miles Lawford wants a quick play the ball at dummy half. He goes blind to Carter, and Carter gets brought down by 3 Goole Vikings defenders. Just short of halfway. Lawford again in at dummy half. Long ball to Calcott. Calcott finds Sorich. Short ball to McCarron. And surely someone was taken out of that play there, Tom Inman. And not for the, I think it's the 3rd occasion in this game. And an Halifax man's been taken out after the ball. The ball's been passed or kicked, but Luke Bland won't have a word. But again, it's Halifax's 4th penalty, second half, all in decent territory for a penalty to be awarded for Halifax to get out of trouble. And Halifax just taking the time with this penalty now. Lawford again with the penalty now, kick to touch. And only makes 10 metres again. Tap and go from the penalty. McCarron runs it in. Oh, if I start to set 30 metres away from the Goole Vikings line again. Inman feeds Fairbank, and Fairbank, good yards after contact, gets up towards that 20-metre line. Slow play the ball. Lawford finds Sorich, but again, the Vikings are reading Halifax's playbook well. O'Brien goes centre field to Inman, throws a dummy Inman, and gets put down 15 metres away from this goal line. O'Brien, she was left and goes right. Calcott takes the ruck. Last tackle for the Panthers. They go right. Lawford finds. Oh, Carter drops the ball with the line begging. Oh, how many chances will Halifax get? Into the last 20 minutes of this game, and Halifax still find themselves 14-18 down. They've had the chances. And Darius Carter could have made himself a hero in his early career in Halifax, but just dropped the ball with the line begging. He's moved into the centre, and Charlie Graham's gone onto the wing. Good shot there from Calcott. There's Watts. Charges up. Brings some good yards there for Goole. Gets onto their own 40. Fairbank with the tackle. Here's Aldous. Goole go past halfway through Shaw. Good shot there from McCarron, helped out by Sorich. Last one for the Vikings. Goes back to Rutland, and Rutland puts it high. Zenon underneath it. Collects comfortably enough. Looking to counter-attack Tanguy Zenon, but again, this Vikings defence through Will Jubb does its job. Here's Tibbs. Hot skipping a jump before the defensive line, but this Vikings defence strong enough at the moment as Ben Forster comes onto the field, returns to the field in place of Jacob Fairbank. Graham. Quick play the ball from Graham. Here's Darius Carter. Runs across field. Takes on Savelio, but Savelio wraps him up well. Trying to play for the penalty there, Cars, but don't get it as Forster winds up. We'll take fast pass halfway. Last one for the Panthers. O'Brien back to Lawford, and Lawford puts it high. Big pressure there from Hodgson. And it's another penalty for a late shot. How many times do Goole have to do this before the referee has a word? Halifax's 5th penalty of the second half, the 9th penalty of the game, and I'd say maybe half those penalties are for late shots. Big moments in this game now. Halifax, you feel that they've got to score. I think Halifax just tap and go for this penalty now. Adam O'Brien on the 30-metre line finds Inman. Will bring Forster on the angle. Turns in the tackle. But this goal defence led by Liam Watts just puts him down there. O'Brien, long ball to Lawford, shows and goes. Sorich brings on Day from deep, and Day will play the ball on the Goole Vikings 20-metre line. O'Brien finds Inman, brings on Calcott. Calcott hits and spins the tackle, will get brought down 10 metres out from the goal line. Quick play the ball. O'Brien finds Inman, on to Sorich. Sorich finds McCarron. McCarron gets the ball out on! And it's the Goole man. Gets there in the shape. I'm not too sure who got that, number 18. Connor Barley it was. As Halifax is getting a little bit too giddy with ball in hand. As a goal, 2 Goole men down injured, or either just taking a knee just to disrupt this Halifax momentum. Just coming up to the last 15 minutes of this game, it's still Halifax 14, Goole 18. Magnificent goal defence. Have repelled everything that Halifax have thrown at them. 2 big chances. Ben Tibbs knocked on in the corner, but then an even better chance as Darius Carter knocked on with the line begging. As Goole have got the experienced men on the field to possibly lead them home. Jack Miller, Liam Watts, Andre Savelio, Will Jubb, all on there. As Staveley will leave the field. I'm not too sure if he's a head injury assessment, but he's leaving the field. One of the try scorers today for the Vikings. Oh, sorry, my mistake. It's Cooper Howlett that's gone off. Tomlinson gets brought down by 3 fast defenders. O'Brien, Inman and Forster. Barley carries it on. Day and Calcott bringing down 25 metres away from his own line. As Hodgson struggles getting down. Jubb from dummy half finds Shaw, and Shaw runs backwards trying to evade the ball. Kicks through. Shaw, I don't know what he's trying to do there. Shaw, as Calcott collects. I don't know what Callum Shaw was doing there. He weren't the last tackle or anything, but Halifax won't mind that as Carter takes it up centre field. O'Brien, short ball to Tibbs. Tibbs looking for space behind the ruck. Ankle tap tackle, important one there from Jalen Hodgson. Here's Forster, winds up. Good yards there from Ben Forster. Gets Halifax to 20 metres away from the Goole Vikings line. Can Halifax manufacture a try scoring opportunity? Lawford finds Sorich onto Zenon. Oh, a little long ball out, but Barley this time knocks it forward into touch. Desperation in Goole's defence. whether it's making the tackles or just getting their hands to the ball to stop Halifax going in. They'll have another 6 tackles in front of these goal posts. Forster will play the ball 12 metres out. Eventually, O'Brien finds Inman, brings on Day on the angle from deep, and Day will get inside the goal 10 metre area. O'Brien waits, finds Inman, brings on Force from deep this time. Halifax just trying to batter down this goal. Rear guard action, but they're not faltering just yet. O'Brien waits, finds Sorich, out of the back to Zenon. It's a poor pass, and Zenon goes to take advantage. Oh, what's he doing? The ball goes backwards, it's going to go. I'm sure that's gone offside, I don't know, but goal after all of that. Oh, it's a penalty for Halifax. Cardinal saying rugby league as Jalen Hodgson concedes a penalty in possession. A mental minute there. Tanguy Zenon caught Callum Shaw's disease and just kicked for no reason. And Halifax have another set of 6 on this goal line. McCarron. You feel that Halifax just have to score soon. O'Brien, short ball at the ruck to Lou. Lou steps back on the inside, looking for a gap, but the Goole Vikings defence shut the door. Right underneath those sticks, less than 5 metres out. O'Brien finds Calcott. Oh! Just gets brought down short. Is it delaying inevitable here? O'Brien finds Lawford. Out the back to Zenon. Zenon. Carter sets back on the inside. Carter taking over the line. He's over the line. But he's held up by the Goole Vikings defence. Amazing defence from Goole Vikings. Full credit to them. Carter will go back 10 metres to play the ball. Still tackles here for Halifax. Lawford runs across field, shows and goes. Onto Sorich, onto McCarron, flat ball, and McCarron will just play the ball 10 metres out. Last one for the Panthers. O'Brien scheming from dummy half. And it's a knock on at the play the ball from McCarron, who puts his head into his hands. And the Goole Vikings celebrate. 12 minutes to go. Still Halifax 14, Goole 18. And the small but vocal band of Goole supporters, quite rightly, singing the boys home. It's a scrum right in front of the Goole Vikings posts. Tomlinson takes on Lawford. Brad Day downstairs and Carter finishes off up top.
Where's he gone, ref?
As Barley. It's brought down by Carter and Day. Go back towards centre field through Shaw. He won't kick this time. He just keeps hold as Calcott, O'Brien and Forster get to grips with him. Here's Liam Watts. Great run there from the experienced campaigner. He gets towards halfway for goal. Inman and O'Brien with a tackle. Jubb, short ball to Aldous. Last one for goal, 10 metres inside Halifax territory. Goes back to Rutland, and Rutland will just grubber it towards Ben Tibbs, who collects on the fly. Tibbs goes back on the inside, looking for a gap in defence, but credit Goole Vikings defence. And it's another penalty coming out of yardage. This referee is doing everything to give Halifax this game. If you're a Goole Vikings fan, Goole are committing the penalties, but every time Halifax come out of yards, it seems the referee's giving a penalty to us. And Dave from the penalty will go past halfway. Is this Goole Vikings defence wavering a little bit? It's a 6 again on the first tackle. No real impact. Here's Forster from the drop off from Inman, as Watts rags him to the ground. O'Brien finds Lawford, short ball to Calcott, and Calcott still going despite the attention of 2-3 Goole Vikings defenders. O'Brien waits to his right and goes left. Jumps out and steals 5 or 6 metres. Inman goes towards centre field, still going to him from dummy half. Gubbers through. And he's just playing for himself there, Tom Inman, unfortunately. No one else is on the same script as in, and Halifax panic again. Here's Savelio. Bumps off Inman, but Calcott gets to grips with him. Less than 10 minutes to go, and it's still Halifax 14, Goole 18. Shaw makes some much needed yards upfield, put down by Calcott and McCarron. Here's Barley. Gets brought down in his own 20-metre area by quick line by Tibbs and O'Brien. Here's Craig. Takes on Inman and Calcott. Forced there for company. Last tag of the goal on their own 30. Goes back to Miller, and Miller will just try and find as much territory as possible from this kick. Zenon collects on the bounce. But it's a great chase from the Vikings. He's put down by 3 Goole defenders. 15 metres shy of halfway. Here's Charlie Graham. And Graham injecting some pace into this Halifax effort. Sorich finds Tibbs. Tibbs will take facts past halfway. O'Brien waits at dummy half. Long ball to Inman. Inman takes to the line, finds Blawford. Further on to Day, and Day manages to keep hold well. But this Goole Vikings defence, incredible. Short ball Inman to Forson. Savelio there to add weight. Last one. 30 metres away from the goal line. It goes back to Sorich. Sorich puts it high off the left boot. Tibbs there for pressure. Great take there for Barley, but Halifax pushing dead. But it's going to be a penalty for offside. And there's plenty of Goole players on their haunches. How much of that is time waste, I'm not too sure. But Goole are just hanging on by the fingernails here. An amazing defensive effort in the second half. As Miller, again, not that many yards made from the penalty. What have Halifax got left? Jack Hansen getting ready to come onto the field. Halifax only used 3 subs so far. As Inman makes a tackle on Savelio. Here's Tomlinson. It's his game-breaking try. The ball comes loose. Is it a loose carry? No, it's another penalty. Referee ruling that the ball was stolen. And Halifax just piggybacking Goole upfield at the moment. And it's going to be Jack Hansen and Jacob Fairbank coming onto the field. But is it too little too late? Will Goole score another try here to properly win this cup tie? Craig taps and goes himself. And will take Goole inside Halifax's 20. Brought down by McCarron. Here's Watts. Short ball to Coventry. Great tackle coming here from O'Brien. As Goole inside Halifax's 10. Jubb goes left. Miller brings on Hodgson on the angle. Hodgson looking to go in between the 2 defenders. Just stops short of the line. Jubb from dummy half. Aldous, the ball comes out loose. And that is a loose carry, and Halifax survive. I didn't see much difference between that one and the one he gave as a penalty, but there we go. 6 minutes to go. Still Halifax 14, Goole 18. Can cut the tension. This is stand with a knife. What have Halifax got left here? What have Goole got left? An amazing defensive effort in the second half. Here's Tibbs from the scrum. Watson, Savelio, manhandling down to the ground. And it's going to be Darius Carter and Will Calcott to be replaced by Jack Hansen and Jacob Fairbank. Going to be a reshuffle in Halifax lineup as Forster makes the half break. Important tackle coming in there from Jubb. Here's Inman, brings on Fairbank, and Fairbank will get Halifax to halfway. O'Brien, short ball to Forster again, and Forster rides tackle well, last tackle for Halifax, 10 metres inside the goal half. He goes back to Lawford, and Lawford puts it high, not necessarily that too deep. Barley comes to collect, and he's taken really well. Brilliant take there from Connor Barley. Shaw, well met by them O'Brien. Less than 5 minutes to go. Here's Tomlinson. And Jack Hansen is at fullback. It looks like Tanguy Zenon has gone on the wing. There's another penalty Halifax have conceded. They've really shot themselves in the foot in this game. As Miller kicks the ball to touch, we'll find halfway for goal, who just need to run this clock out. Just got to play the territory. Less than 4 minutes to go. Great run there. Brilliant run there from the Vikings. As Halifax's defence just lets him just run. Jalen Hodgson it was. Here's Coventry. Hits and spins. Thought about the offload, but just gets brought down. O'Brien, Forster and Fairbank involved. Here's Watts. Thought about the pass, but he just goes himself, Liam Watts. Just backing his way towards the Halifax line. He's inside the Halifax 10. Oh, he's a brilliant dummy there from the goal man as he got over the line. It's Morgan again. We were nearly deja vu. He's held up over the line. They'll go back 10 metres to play the ball. 3 minutes to go. Miller, short ball to Jubb, and Jubb will just take the tackle underneath the post. Last one for goal. Goes back to Miller. Will he go for a drop goal? He will. And Jack Miller has sliced the drop goal, has he? Yes, he has. Wow, well. 7 tackles set from the 20-metre tap. Jack Hansen taps and goes himself and just makes 10 metres. 2.5 minutes to go. Can Halifax get down the other end of the field? Ben Tibbs gets to within 60 of the line. O'Brien goes blind. Sorich sets back on the inside. Goes through the gap. Just Sorich gets through the gap. Oh, an ankle tap from Savelio. 10 metres inside the goal half. O'Brien, long ball to Inman. Lawford, out of the back to Hansen. Finds Zenon. Zenon sets back on the inside, but he's wrapped up well by Staveley.
Play the ball!
Here's Inman. Gets brought down 30 metres from the goal line. Here's Lawford, out the back to Sorich. Sorich done it. Jesse Sorich is going away. Sorich getting all the way. He gets underneath the post. Has he scored? Oh, he's slowed down just short. There's men on this left-hand side if they use it. Lawford kicks towards the corner. Graham. Oh, he goes into touch. There were so many men on the overlap on this left-hand side. Jesse Sorich nearly made himself a hero. But as it is, the kick was too deep. Cross field from Lawford. And goal, you feel, will just run out this clock. A minute to go. As Halifax have had all the opportunities, but Goole Vikings defence, what a defensive effort from the visitors. And you'll see 5 of the slowest play the balls in history right now. As the Vikings, quite rightly, will just eke as much time out as possible. The referee stops the clock. As Callum Shaw, I think it is. Goes down injured, in inverted commas. What a finish that would have been if Soric would have just been able to get over the line, but full credit goes to Goole Vikings. Halifax have had all the chances since Keenan Tomlinson scored the match-winning try. But the Goole Vikings defence has passed every single test. But it's been poor decisions in attack as well. As Soric was brought down, Halifax had a 3-4 man overlap on his left-hand side, but the ball didn't come that way. It went right, and the chance was gone. As play gets back underway, Liam Watts gets brought down by 3 Halifax defenders. Less than 30 seconds to go, and again he'll get up so slowly. Jubb finds Savelli, who's had an outstanding game for this Viking side. Coming up to the last 10 seconds. Jubb will just go from dummy half and will just take the tackle. And that will be the last tackle of the game as the clock goes down to 0. The hooter goes. And Goole Vikings record a famous win. The 5-time Challenge Cup winners Halifax Panthers go out to a team that only just been in existence for 2 years. As Goole Vikings have come from 14-0 down to come back to win 18 points to 14. Halifax kept scores in the second half. A Keenan Thompson try 5 minutes into the second half proved to be the match winner as Halifax threw everything but the kitchen sink, and probably the kitchen sink at Goole Vikings in the second half. But an amazing heroic defensive display from Scott Taylor's men have proved vital. Jesse Soric nearly won it at the death, but desperation in defence meant that Goole Vikings go onwards to the next round, and Halifax and Kyle Eastman have a lot of soul-searching reflection after that one, and we'll just have the Betfred Championship to concentrate on. The final score here at the Shay in this Betfred Challenge Cup 3rd round tie. It's Halifax Panthers 14, Goole Vikings 18.